Okay, thank you.
Now I would like to invite our next speaker for today, a very versatile personality, I must say, Dr. Anuradha Totey ma'am. Ma'am has done her DOMS and DNB ophthalmology. She was a winner of a very prestigious Ishwar Chandra Award in DOMS. She also have done MBA and also currently pursuing a degree in psychology. Ma'am is an international JCI trainer and a well-known motivational speaker. Ma'am is an author of a book titled "What We Missed in the Medical School." Ma'am is also a beautiful Kathak dancer and also winner of a TV dance show, Dum Dum Adam. So, a very versatile personality, I must say. Welcome, ma'am, on your next topic, that is healthy relationship. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Vikram Wankhede, sir, for a wonderful introduction. It made me feel so special. Am I audible to everyone? Just show me a thumb or give me some indication that I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. And first and foremost, of course, I would like to thank the ADC, Dr. Vikram Deshmukh, sir, our president, Dr. Rohankar, sir, and the whole team for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I have a very good topic today, very interesting and very important for everybody in the professional aspect as well as the personal aspect. It's very important to have healthy relationships. So I think I'll share my screen now. If it's possible, let's do it. Otherwise, we'll do without it also. Okay, I think you can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am, screen is visible, ma'am.
Okay. So yes, and please, Dr. Vikram Wankhede, please remind me when 1 minute is left so that I can wind up, right?
Ma'am, you can take your time, ma'am. Don't worry.
It will go on like anything. So it's better that you remind me, okay?
Yes, ma'am, of course. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Well, a very good topic, and that is healthy relationships. See, it so happened that I went to a friend's house, and there was a beautiful plant there. It had many flowers, beautiful flowers, and the fragrance was great. And after a couple of days, says after 8-10 days, I had to visit her again. So I went again to her house, and what I saw was that plant was dying, and the flowers were all drab, and the color was not there, and the fragrance was not there. It was stinging. I just asked her that आप इसको पानी क्यों नहीं डालते हो? तो she said, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? फर्क पड़ता है. अगर आप किसी प्लांट को पानी नहीं देते हो, उसको सनलाइट में नहीं रखते हो, तो उसकी ग्रोथ नहीं होगी, वो जिंदा नहीं रह पाएंगे. Similar is with our relationships. Relationships are like these plants. Let us first understand the concept of relationship. The very concept of relationship is, first and foremost thing is, they are alive. Please remember, they are alive, they are living, and whatever is living is dynamic. It changes. So it changes, and it also can die. सिर्फ मरती नहीं है relationship, कभी कभी सड़ जाती है. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to nurture relationships. Relationship को पानी देना और sunlight देना और खाद डालना, all that is very, very important. Otherwise, that relationship will no longer be there. So please remember the concept of relationship. It is alive and it is dynamic. Why do I say it is dynamic? It is dynamic. It is ever changing. Let me tell you that I had a very good friend, a best friend, I should say, in my school days, like 6, 7. And then we did not meet after that. After 8th standard, I did not meet her. And it so happened that for post-graduation, I went to Mumbai, and there I met her. And her house was just across the road of our hospital. So when I was so thrilled about it, I was so excited that I'm going to meet her again. And I went to her house. She was okay, like she was very welcoming, but still I couldn't feel the warmth in her. I had met her after, say, 10, 15 years, and she was only paying attention to her kid. She was busy feeding her kid. Relationships change. Let us remember that. And this I understood only when I had a kid, that feeding the kid is so very important to a mother. So let us understand that relationships change, people change, and let us accept the change. So two things we have to remember: relationships are alive and they keep on changing. You have to nurture them, and then only you can have a very good relationship with anyone on this planet, right? Now, the second question which comes to our mind is, are relationships really important? Now, let me tell you, a Harvard study, which is supposed to be the longest study, it is like 79 years long study, and Robert Ballinger is the director. Now he's the director; he's the fourth director for the study, and they have, they have taken this up since long, and 724 participants are there, and since 79 years they are doing it. So they have come to a conclusion in his talk, a TED talk which went viral in 2015. He said that I can boldly say and clearly say that good relationships, people with good relationships can have a healthier and happier life. So it is very, very important for us to have a very good relationship, right? So we go on to the next slide and let us see the importance of having good relationships. One is, of course, a healthy and happy life. But some very important points are also like someone on your side always. You will always have someone on your side. The feel good factor will be there. Mental support is always there. You'll get help whenever needed, and your self-esteem will increase, which is very, very important for your self-confidence. And stress will decrease to a great extent. Then it keeps diseases at bay. It contributes to your success. Yes, definitely it does. Now, in that very study, he had also mentioned that it delays aging. If you have good relationships with a lot of people, healthy relationships with people, you are social, you're talking to people, and you love to interact with people, and you're happy, good relationships, if you have, it delays aging, and it also declines the rate in which your memory goes down. So it boosts your memory in a sense. And of course, it is the reason to be happy. So now there are many, many things about relationship. It is a huge topic, but I would just like to give you 5 pearls if I can in these 10 minutes. So let us see. The first and foremost, what I would like to tell you is, if you want to have a good relationship with anybody on this earth, you have to trust that person. Trust is very essential. Let me tell you what I can recollect about it is that there was a small girl, and she went with her father. She was crossing a bridge, and there was a huge storm. There was a strong wind blowing. So this girl was holding the finger of her father, and then she got afraid, and she said to her father that, "Father, please hold my finger. You hold my finger." So father asked, "But you are holding my finger, right?" She said, "No, you hold my finger." That father asked, "Why?" You know what she had to say? She said that, "Father, I trust you more than myself." If you have that kind of trust in anybody, I think your relationship is going to go a long, long way. So you have to believe in that person completely. You have to believe that that person is going to be with you in your thick and thin, and then definitely that relationship will go a long way. Second thing, of course, we all know is communication. म्हणतात ना की सुसंवाद असावा, पण सुसंवाद असण्यासाठी संवाद तरी साधा. संवादच साधत नाही आपण, तर सुसंवाद कुठून येईल? And why are we not able to do this? It's not just about children, it is about adults also. That what happens to us is we are so much stuck with our gadgets. We are so much into the internet world, into the web world, into the virtual world, that we are entangled into it, and we just cannot come out of it and be in the real world and communicate with the people. If you come out, see, you have your work to do, but 86400 seconds we have every day for everyone. So this you have to utilize in a wonderful way. If you want to communicate, you can really communicate with people. You have to rather communicate with people. And if you want to have good relationships, you have to give quality time to quality people in your life. See, if your mother is sick, you have to be there at that time with her. If your father is running through a financial crisis, you have to be there with at that time with him. If your brother has lost a cricket match, you have to be there at that time with him. Your friend has lost her mother, you have to be there at that time with her. Then only you will have a good relationship with her. So time factor is very important in relationships also. And we have, I mean, it is very, very essential that we come out of the virtual world. You need a digital detox. It's very, very essential. So I would suggest, what I would suggest is just half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening is more than enough to use the gadgets. Otherwise, what Einstein has said, we all know that he has said that it is not long when a day will come when technology will surpass human interactions and there will be a generation of idiots. And here we are, I should say. We know the physical and the mental and all the side effects of these digital devices, but still we are entangled into it. So let us come out of the virtual world and be in the real world. And then only we can communicate with people. And that is very, very important, to have good and healthy relationships with people. Unconditional love. This is an essential factor, very, very essential factor, at least in a family, I would say. Unconditional love. Do not expect anything. Let me explain it to you. There were two brothers, Kartikeya and Krishna. Kartikeya was in the 3rd standard and Krishna was in the 1st standard. And this Kartikeya happened to have thalassemia, and it was a very poor family. Every time they had to take Kartikeya to have a blood transfusion, and they used to take him to the government hospital. Now, it so happened that in the government hospital, the blood was not available. Now, Krishna, who was in the 1st standard, had the same blood group. So the parents said to Krishna, Krishna, beta, we are not getting blood anywhere. Will you please donate blood to your brother? So this Krishna, you know what he said? He said that, okay, I will think about it till evening and then I will tell you. So, at evening, he told his mother that, okay, you can take my blood. And then they took the two brothers to the hospital and they had the blood transfusion and all. And after the blood transfusion, the small Krishna, he came running to his mother and he was so happy. And you know what he had to say? He said that, Mama, I am alive. Imagine that child who thought that when I give my blood to my brother, I will be dead. Still he gave blood to his brother. This is what I call as unconditional love. If you have this unconditional love in you for the members of your family, for your close friends, your relatives, definitely you'll have a very, very, very strong bond with them. And it gives a different kind of happiness to yourself also. So unconditional love is a very important factor into it. Yes. Now, another very important point we want to cover here is, look at the spectrum. This is a bar, which you can see. It is a spectrum of white and black color. Actually, to the right side, to my right side, the bar is black. Imagine it to be black if you can't see that. So here are people who are very ugly looking, and they are not good in academics. Professionally, they are not doing well. They are not good at the family level as well. So all fronts, they are not good. Okay. And on the other side, it's a white spectrum. Now, in the white spectrum, you have people who are very good looking. They are very good academicians. They are very good at dancing. They are very good at sports. You know, they have all the good qualities in the world. So my question to you is, where do you plot yourself on the above spectrum? Yes. I think some people will answer it right. Some may feel they are into the black zone, or some may feel they are into the white zone. But the answer is, most of us, rather I would say all of us, fall into the gray zone. And if you are gray, why don't you accept others to be gray? We are full of imperfections. Why don't we accept people with all their imperfections? We need to accept a person completely. When you accept a person completely, then only you can understand that person better and you can treat that person better. It helps you to deal with that person better only and only if you accept the person completely. If you have a wife who is very good looking, it will definitely be there that she will be very dominating as well. So you have to accept her completely with her dominating nature and blah 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 things. So once you do that, I think it will be easy for you to understand her and have a good relationship with her, for anybody for that matter, right? So it's very important to accept the person completely. Forgiveness is also definitely a very very important point, but it is, let me tell you, it is not so easy to forgive anybody. Okay, leave apart forgiveness, it's a word in great depth, and it's a very spiritual thing to do, and we must do it, but then it'll take a lot of time, a lot of spiritual knowledge to do it. But at this stage, let us at least let go. At least let go. See, just don't mind if people hurt you. At least try to understand in what situation they are, what are they thinking, what are they going through, and that is why they have hurt me. Okay, fine, let go. I'll just continue with my life, it's okay. At least do that, so that you don't spoil your relationships with people. Now, the one very important thing which comes in between, when we try to have good relationships with people, is something called as ego, right? We can discuss it in detail later on, but just a few things about ego. I'm going to just demonstrate it to you. Now, in this slide, you can see the earth, right? And look at the earth. The earth is so big compared to the Mars, Mercury, and Pluto. Now look at the earth. What happened is, now the earth is so small as compared to the Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn. And now look at the earth. It's just a small dot as compared to the sun, right? And now look at the earth. It is just a small dot. That arrow is showing the dot. And look at the sun. It is so small as compared to the Sirius, Pollux, and Arcturus. Okay. And now let us look at this picture. Now you can see that small dot, which is the sun, which is shown by the arrow. And look that the dot is so small as compared to the Antares. And Antares is the 15th biggest star in the sky. It is not the first biggest one. So when the sun is so small, how small will the earth be? And when the earth is so small, how small will the world be? When the world is so small, how small will India be? And when India is so small, how small will Maharashtra be? And when Maharashtra is so small, how small will Vidarbha be? And when Vidarbha is so small, how small Amravati will be? And when Amravati is so small, how small are you and me? We are just small, very tiny creatures, a small speck of dust. Anybody can just blow us out. Why do we have big egos? Let us shed off the big ego. And once we do this, I think it is very easy to have a good relationship with people, because the distance between us and people decreases when we have a small ego. We are so comfortable with anybody and everybody, and actually anybody and everybody are equal in the world of God, right? And the very important thing which I want to tell you here is this: all these things will happen only and only when you are happy with yourself. So you have to accept yourself completely, accept the situation in which you are completely, and love yourself. Really be happy with yourself. And when you are happy with yourself, you will radiate happiness, and then only people will come to you and you'll have good relationships. If you are not happy, see, whatever you have, you can give it to people. And if I have frustration, I have negativities, I have disappointments, I'll give those to the people. But if I have happiness, I have love, I have joy, I have compassion, I will give all that to the people, and then I will have very good relationships with them. So it's very important that you have very good relationship with your own self, and then only you can have good relationships with people. And we will have just a quick recap. First, what we saw is the concept of relationship, that it is living, it's alive, and it is dynamic. It has to be nurtured. The importance of a good relationship is definitely you'll have a healthier and happier life. Trust is very important. The 5 pearls which I've given you is trust, unconditional love, communication, accepting the other person completely, forgiving, if not forgiving, at least let go, and have a very good relationship with yourself. And to wind up, let me give you a secret to live long, like to be immortal, I should say. So that secret is मौत से बचने का एक शानदार तरीका है. मौत से बचने का एक शानदार तरीका है लोगों के दिलों में जिंदा रहना सीखना. ये कफन, ये जनाजा, ये मौत सब बातें हैं मेरे दोस्त, वरना इंसान मर तो तब जाता है जब उसे याद करने वाला कोई ना हो. So friends, be kings and queens of hearts and live in the hearts of people. All the very best and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a cheerful talk, I must say. The wonderful message you have got us